Hello and welcome to day 4. Today, let's talk about worry less and live more. So, in today's episode, there are 3 main key points. Number 1 is to understand where worries come from and why they can be helpful. The second one is to practice strategies to manage your worries. And the third one, we will explore excessive worry. Alright, so let's start by understanding your worries. You worry too much. If you've ever been told this, well, let me tell you, you are not alone. We each have between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts every single day. And 80% of these thoughts tend to be negative. That means you can have as many as 48,000 negative thoughts in one day. There's no wonder that you're feeling worn down. Alright, so what is worrying? Worrying is a form of thinking about the future, where future events leave you feeling anxious or apprehensive. And you might worry about events that will definitely happen, like your big presentation at work, or a big party coming, or unlikely events. What if the people at the party don't like me? Or what if the presentation goes so badly that I get fired? Believe it or not, worrying can be good for you. Worrying is essentially a way of planning for the future. It's your brain's way of anticipating obstacles or problems, giving you the chance to plan solutions in advance. Worrying motivates us to protect ourselves from danger and prepare ourselves for challenges. And many of the normal things that you do, like buckling a seatbelt or wearing sunscreen, have a kernel of worry in them. Your brain worries in order to take better care of you. But when worry takes over, when worry becomes a problem, is when you worry chronically about things that are very unlikely to happen or completely beyond your control. You might start to feel like worry is taking over your life or affecting your productivity. And you might be worrying so much that it's hard to enjoy the good things about life. So are you struggling to tell if your worries have become excessive? Well, let's just find out in this episode. We're gonna recognize excessive worry. So worry occurs on a scale. On one end of the scale is the normal everyday act of worrying from time to time about future dangers. And on the other end is some form of anxiety disorder, where worry consumes your life. You worry most moments of the day, and you might even avoid aspects of daily life like socializing, driving, or even exercising because of your worries. So try rating your worry on a scale from 1 to 10 every day. And if you notice that it's constantly high, then it's time to seek help, alright? Then you need to look out for other symptoms. Worry isn't all in your head. Excessive worry often manifests in physical symptoms like increased stress hormones, high blood pressure, restlessness, fatigue, irritability, trouble sleeping, and even muscle tension. You might also notice mental symptoms like chronic stress, anxiety, and depression. If worry is affecting your physical or mental health, it's time once again to seek help, alright? I always say that a worry shared is a worry halved. And one of the best things that you can do to address worries is speak them aloud. Sometimes just expressing a thought makes you realize its improbability. You could speak the worry to someone who will understand it, like your friend or your partner, but you can also take action to manage your worries on a daily basis. So, let's practice 2 strategies for dealing with your worries. The number 1, and it's the one I like the most, is your worry box. A sign that your worries are becoming a problem is when you worry all day. So let's correct that by creating a worry box, a particular time of day dedicated to your worries. And your first worry box starts right now. So you set aside 10 minutes, you take a piece of paper and a pen, and you will answer the following questions. Alright? So I give you some time, just grab a piece of paper, a pen, and you can even pause this recording the time you pick up the paper. And then once you're ready, you can press play again. So, first question. What are you worried about today? What would the worst case scenario be if your worry came true? What would you do if your worry comes true? What will happen next? And after that? So go through the entire process until you come to a conclusion. What will you do if your worry comes true? What would happen next? And what would happen after that? So take some time to answer these 3 questions. And once you have answered all of the questions, then you can congratulate yourself. You have spent some time in your worry box, sorting through your fears, trying to understand them, and coming up with a plan for what happens next. So now, do your best to leave those worries behind. You have already dealt with them today, alright? Every time they pop back into your head, remind yourself that you have a plan. And if you need to spend more time worrying about them, you can do that in tomorrow's worry box. Similarly, if you come up with a new worry, or if you're not happy with your worst case plan, make a note and return to it in tomorrow's worry box. Alright? By setting aside specific time for your worries every day, you can show your brain that you are taking these potential dangers seriously. But you're also stopping them from taking over your day. And I know that for this practice, it will take time and a lot of practice. The first days, it will be very hard, but you will succeed and you will take over your mind, so don't give up. Now in the next exercise, we will see that our worries aren't always as bad as they seem. We're gonna rate our worries. So in the last exercise, we created a worry box that gives full control to your worrying brain for a limited time. But it's also important to recognize that some of your worries aren't as terrible as they might feel in the moment. So in this exercise, you will practice rating your worries to see how concerning they really are. So let's get started. What started your worry? And this is not your worry itself, but the beginning of the worry. Are you experiencing anxiety about an upcoming event or situation that's causing you a great deal of worry? It's crucial to pinpoint and understand the specific triggers for your concerns. By identifying these triggers, you can begin to comprehend the root of your worry, which is the first step towards managing and overcoming it. So go ahead and identify the trigger for your worry. What started your worry? So once again, this is not your worry itself, but the beginning of the worry. So you can pause the recording the time to reflect on that question, and then come back once you're ready. Then you will rate your worry on a scale from 1 to 10. On a scale where 1 represents a minor concern, something barely noticeable in your day-to-day life, and 10 is equivalent to screaming with horror, an overwhelming dread that consumes your every thought. Where does your current level of worry fall? So, you rate your worry on a scale from 1 to 10. Where does your current level of worry fall? 1, it's a minor concern, and 10 is the equivalent to screaming with horror. Then, think about all the reasons to worry. In the last exercise, it was time to think about worst-case scenarios. In this exercise, think about why this worry is unlikely to be a problem or something that will happen at all. For example, if you are at work and you are worried about sounding stupid in a meeting, you could remember and write down some of your achievements that led to you being chosen for this role. So here you need to brainstorm all the reasons that your worry won't come true or won't be so bad if it does. And once you've done the first 3 steps, you can go ahead with step 4, which is re-rate your worry on a scale from 1 to 10. Does it still feel as dangerous as it was before? If your score has gone down, that's great. And if it hasn't, you could try the advice you learned in the last section and involve someone else. You can ask a friend, a colleague or psychologist to work through your worry with you. And it's likely that they will have an alternative perspective that helps you see that your worry isn't as big a problem as you might feel. Alright, so as we conclude day 4, take a moment to reflect on the strategies that you've learned to manage your worries, and remember, understanding your worries and how to handle them is key to living a less anxious life. So, as we venture into day 5 of this course, we will challenge unhelpful thought patterns, and we will learn about cognitive distortions and how they can lead to damaging thought patterns. We will also explore practical strategies to replace these unhelpful patterns with more positive ones. I hope to see you in day 5 as we continue our journey towards a more peaceful and worry-free life. And I'm looking forward to reading your experience and your point of view on the strategies that we tried in the comment section of this course. See you in day 5. Bye for now.